In this video today, I'll be showing you how to release a limiting belief with a simple process that doesn't take long to get the hang of and actually is testable, works for about 99% of limiting beliefs. So firstly, what actually is a belief? All a belief is where we've had an association between a thought, which we gave meaning, and a feeling. An example of this would be a child goes to their parents for some help and is met by repeated continual anger. The child then forms a belief of, say, I'm not good enough, and then modifies his behaviour to avoid seeking help and then avoid the anger. Good news is we can actually release these beliefs that we've all held since we was children, how we got programmed along the way, and those things have been holding us back and causing us a lot more, frustration and all those negative feelings that we don't really want to have. We want to feel that bit more free and joy. We can enjoy a more fulfilled, wholesome life. The process is very simple. What you do is you actually do a field test. So you actually say your limiting belief out loud. And let's use I'm not good enough for an example, like the one we just used. Say out loud, I'm not good enough, or your limiting belief. We're just using this one for an example. And notice there'll be a unwanted feeling in the body, a sensation. So give that a rating on a scale of 1 to 10 and just take note of that. And then what you do is, in your imagination, ask yourself, have I actually seen this belief? Like, I know this might sound silly, but like how you see your hand or how you see the plant. You know, those pictures in your mind and those images and whatever else, how you've actually seen. So have you actually seen this belief? And then you'll be presented with these images, these little movies, what we'll call memories. Then what you can do is you could imagine that there's a group of people. You could get these images somehow, these little movies, and put them on like a screen. Get those people to see these movies, these images, these memories, and you could ask those people, what does that mean? Do you think those people are going to say what you think it means? Do you think it's likely that they're going to turn around and say, oh yeah, that actually means I'm not good enough? Or they're just going to see images and movies playing along, playing itself out? So then what you can do is after that, ask yourself, have I ever felt this belief? And obviously you'll get that sensation in the body and it will have a location and an intensity to it. It can be very subtle, it can be very harsh, depending on how that limiting belief is working. Then what you can do is, you can imagine again that you've got the same group of people. You can somehow get that belief, that feeling itself, insert that into the people. Then ask them, just the feeling itself, no pictures, no movies, just the feeling itself. And then ask those people, what does that feeling mean? Would you expect them to say that it would be just the feeling itself, what you think it means? Would you expect them to say, oh, it means I'm not good enough? They're not going to say it means that because it's just a feeling for them. There's no thought process, there's no memory to it. So they haven't associated the two like we have. What you actually see is that you've put the meaning from the thoughts, from the images, to the feeling, combine them and form the belief. Once the mind actually knows that there's no association between the thought and the feeling, the belief will be released. So then do the field test out loud again. Say your limiting belief out loud again, like the example we've been using, I'm not good enough. And then notice the intensity in the body and give that a rating of 1 to 10. Now, it can totally release and you might have a 0 rating. You go, oh, wow, okay, that's released. If not, if there's still a slight charge there, just repeat the procedure once again. If you find that after the second round of doing this, that there's still a little charge in the body, there's going to be a part of you that's a little bit hesitant to let go of this belief because it was probably formed when we was very young, we was children. It probably feels that at some level it's trying to hang on or being resistant to releasing this limiting belief, because if it does, there's going to be negative consequences. So then go in your imagination and ask this child, part of you, what is the intention that you've got by hanging on to this limiting belief? What is the hesitancy of not wanting to let it go? Be gentle, be kind, because if you steam in like a ball in the china shop and say, like, I want this limiting belief gone, yeah, why are you hanging on to it? That child part of you is not likely to want to communicate with you. So go in like you would talk to any child and just be very loving, very gentle, and very compassionate. And what you'll notice is that that part of you will normally 90% of the time is trying to protect you, keep you safe on some level. And then what you can do is you can start negotiating with that child part of you. You can say something along the lines of, when you've actually got that protection and safety, what does that give you? Because there'll be something behind wanting to keep you safe and protected that it's actually wanting. For instance, joy, happiness, freedom, whatever it is for you. So then what you can do is alternate between a few questions. What does that give you when you've got your safety? Or what's important about that? And you can alternate between the two questions until that part gives up the high value, like I want freedom, I want peace, I want joy. And then what you can do is you can actually say to that part of you, that's what I want too. I have a lot more resources, a lot more strategies, and a lot more knowledge and wisdom as I've got older. I have a lot more different ways of approaching things. And as I want that too, would you now like to release that belief and then come with me on this journey without that belief, so we can both have the freedom, the peace, the joy, or whatever it is? And it might take a little bit of negotiation to do that. It's just a case of being kind, like I said, and being really compassionate. And at some point, that part of you will feel safe to release that belief, because it knows that, oh yeah, I want the happiness and the freedom and the joy. And so do you. And yeah, I actually feel safe now, and I will actually release that belief. That's it. That's the process. Now, our adult minds will probably be thinking along the lines of, well, it can't be that simple. I've tried this over my life. I've tried that, and it's in this simplicity, instead of all the complicated things we've been taught over our lives, where the magic actually happens. So imagine you got it down to a process. It won't take long to where you're releasing them quite quickly. And imagine doing like one a day, say for a month. That's 30 limiting beliefs you'll release. And can you imagine how much your life will change in just 1 month? Because what will happen is you'll go about your business. You won't be getting triggered. You won't be getting those unwanted feelings. And you will be freer, happier and joyful without even noticing that you've got to try to be happier and joyful, which most of us go around trying to do. You might even go into situations and you'll just be that much freer in the situation, and you will be like, at some point it will dawn on you, hang on a minute, my life, I'm better with this. I'm more free doing this. And you probably will actually notice that other people will notice first, before you do, that there's some change in you. You're a bit more lighter. You are that bit more happier. So give it a try. What you got to lose? A few minutes a day out your time. And just for a few minutes a day out your time, how much this could have a profound effect on your life? It's got to be worth a shot. It works for me. I've done it for many, many months, and I noticed such profound changes that I was like, yeah, this so works, and it is testable. Give it a go and let me know how it goes in the comments below. And if you do get stuck along the way and you do need a little bit of support, you do want to go a bit further with it, my email's in the description. Drop me an email and we could discuss how we could offer some support going forward and see if that can help you further. So I hope that has been some help for you today. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. Much love.